Hello everybody and welcome back to an extra special Hearthstone video. So today, I hit 700 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. I had no idea when I started out that I would ever get that popular that quickly, and it's just been an absolute blast for me. So I want to thank you guys for supporting me through this and watching my stuff. It's been a really fun ride for me, and I hope it has been for you as well. So today I wanted to celebrate, and I wanted to celebrate in a sort of an interesting way. So instead of just, so you'll see here down here I have 20 packs ready to open. I figured that instead of just opening packs and sort of saying, yay, I opened a bunch of packs, given that I've done a bunch of deck building stuff lately, I'm going to open 20 packs, which is going to be 100 cards, and then I'm going to put all of those cards together and sort of try to make some sort of a deck out of them. Just for fun, I'm not going to use cards outside of what I get. You know, if I only get one copy of something, I'm only allowed to use one copy of something. And the rule that I'm going to make for myself is that if I get a legendary or more than a legendary, I'm going to have to use them in the deck unless they conflict, like if it's two class legendaries or something. So we're going to build a deck out of the cards that we get randomly, and hopefully just have a bunch of fun. So, let's get started. Alright, so here we go. Let's get this started. Okay, so the first pack we have 2 rares. Alright, cool. So, well, I mean, we're not going to base it on the first pack only, but that looks like a might have a priest deck going on. Okay. Again, just the 1 rare here. Alright. Interesting. A lot of 1s, a lot of rush cards. Rush and priest is usually not a good idea, but, you know, we're 2 packs in. Okay, again, just a bunch of, just a regular old pack. Now we have a bunch of mage stuff. We're getting a lot of variety here. Oh, first epic. So the rare is... Okay, so we have Shield Slam, actually. The rare is Soul Siphon. Siphon Soul. I always get that mixed up. Okay, another regular pack. Mana Tide Totem. We're getting enough class stuff that I'm just going to have to look at it all at the end and see what class is best. Unless we get the legendary for something, in which case... Oh, we got an epic. In which case we'll definitely be using that. Huh. Okay, so Earth Elemental, that's interesting. I think I actually only had 1 Earth Elemental to begin with, so that was actually a improvement for me. Okay, we have a lot of early game cards again. Golden Loot Hoarder, that's cool. I don't have any of those. Okay, so 2 rares here. Interesting. Another just common pack. Cool. So we have the best removal in the game right here. Maybe we'll have to build a druid deck. Okay, another common pack. The Lightwell. Alright, neat. So we're halfway through. No clear indicator yet. We do have the Earth Elemental though, which is pretty cool for shamans. Another epic. And 2 Mana Tide Totems. Ice Block for the mage, okay. It's actually starting to look like we're going to make a shaman deck. Between all of the shaman cards we've gotten. Because I think we got Feral Wolves in there too, Feral Spirit. Oh wow, double Dust Devil. We might have the double Dust Devil Shaman Dream happen here. I think we might have to be making a shaman deck here. Okay, another epic. The Hungry Crab, very cool. Have to integrate that. Okay, nothing special there. Okay, just another common pack. Again, nothing special here. I think that's 2 Leper Gnomes now, so we're going to have a bit of a rush deck. with the Thought Steel as well. That's cool. Okay, rare. Just another common pack. Unbound Elemental. We're definitely making a Shaman deck at this point. Unless we get something like a Tyrion. That's pretty much what we're going to do. Okay. Oh, wow. 2 legendaries in one pack. This is going to be interesting. So we get Harrison Jones and Gruul. Okay, so I don't have either of those. And I said we have to integrate them both in the deck, so we definitely have to do that. Wow. Alright. It's just a common pack. Double Mana Worm. That's 2 Felguards I think we have now. Cool. Okay, just 2 rares in this one. Golden Blood Imp, that's sort of neat. I've actually never seen a Golden Blood Imp. That's really cool. It's all purple and stuff, that's neat. Okay, another Wisp. And last pack. Okay, we have another legendary. Wow, okay. So, let's see here. The rare is the Headcrack, and the last legendary is the Beast. So in this deck, we're going to have Harrison Jones, Gruul, and the Beast, all of which are not usually considered to be the greatest legendaries. Harrison Jones is pretty good. And it seems as though we're going to have a bit of a Shaman deck, in all likelihood. So I will have a look at all of these cards. Let's see. I only got a couple of new ones in there. I do have a lot of the card set. I don't have everything. So we got... I have a new Starfall. Oh, I only had one of those. That's pretty amazing, actually. I play a lot of Druid. Oh, I had that from before. I was playing the Paladin. I do like that we have the double Dust Devils. That's pretty great. And I have a second Earth Elemental, so we have the one to use. We got... if we go back here for a minute. So we got a Stormforged Axe. And let's see, what else did we get? We got Feral Spirits as well, which is cool. And we have an Unbound Elemental and a bunch of Manatide Totems, so that's actually not a bad setup for a Shaman deck. Okay, we have a Golden Blood Imp, which is really neat. And then 3 of these 5 new cards are actually legendaries. So we have the Golden Loot Hoarder, which is sort of cool. What else do we have? We have the... Oh, did I actually not have 2 Cobras? Wow, okay, cool. And then we have our 3 legendaries. Harrison Jones, which is cool. And the Beast, which is pretty rare, but nonetheless cool, and Gruul. Interesting thing about Gruul for me, he was the second legendary I ever got, and I disenchanted him almost immediately because I had never seen a deck that used him, and I just didn't think he was very good. I still don't actually think he's very good, but that doesn't mean we're not going to use him, because in this deck we're absolutely going to use him. So I'm going to get rid of this deck, which was just an experiment to begin with, and I'm going to look a little bit closer at the card list, and then we'll get started on building a deck. Okay, so what I've done here is I have compiled all the cards I got into a Google Docs spreadsheet, and the link for this is going to be in the description of the video, so feel free to go check that out. Now, what I figured I'd do, instead of just building a deck myself, is actually something a little bit more interesting than that. So, this is supposed to be a subscriber celebration, so I want to get you guys involved as well. Basically, all the cards are here, and I've organized them by both rarity and by class, and we'll talk about them a little bit. And I want to see what you guys would do with these cards. So, you have the list, it's in the description. Make the deck. Make a deck out of these cards, and send me a PM with like an imgur link, or put a link in the description, or like in the comments, or get it to me in some way. And what I will do is I'll make a second half of this video where I build my own deck, but also I'll show off your creations as well. Now, what's the ground rules? So essentially what I want is you have to use only these cards and basic cards. And so what that means is no rares, commons, anything that is not on this list. If you have, the basic cards of a class or whatever else, that's fine. That's totally fine. And so, for the Shaman, for instance, I'm just looking at that right now because probably I will make a deck that is a Shaman deck. Flame Tongue is fine, Rockbiter, all that sort of stuff. Although for the Shaman, it is important to notice that Earth Shock and Lightning Bolt are both common, so you can't use them. So things like that. It's going to be a bit limiting. Also, for your decks, you have to use these legendaries. Now, if you don't have them, and I know a lot of people don't because frankly they're not very good, that's okay. If you don't have them, say to me that you don't have them, and include a couple more basic cards. Only basic cards to replace them, not your own legendaries or anything like that. But if you have any of these, they must be in the deck. That's the stipulation. Okay, so let's talk about these a little bit, and maybe think of a couple of ideas that we could use, and then I'll wait for a little while, let you guys go home, think about it, build your own decks, send them to me, and then I will make a video that features them all, as well as my own, and we'll go. And maybe what we'll do, if somebody has a deck that I like the best out of all of them, if it stands out, then perhaps we can do a thing where I'll fight that person with my version of the deck, and they use theirs, and we do something like that and record it. We'll figure something out to suitably reward people who do a good job with this. In any case, let's look at what we got. So, rarity is here mostly for people who feel a need to do stat crunching, if you'd like. I put them into class for more usefulness as far as deck building is concerned. So, we actually have a fairly even distribution of cards. We're not going to build a rogue deck, because we have nothing, and probably not a warlock deck either. We have a paladin, a bunch of paladin cards, but a lot of them are sort of bad secrets, and Blessing of Wisdom, Blessed Champion, so there's not going to be a lot there that's useful. Druid, we have some okay stuff. Hunter, we have some okay stuff. Nice that we have one of a couple of the most popular traps. And we actually do have an Unleash the Hounds, which is cool, and a Hyena. We have a couple of cards with the mage that sort of are very freeze mage worthy, so there might be something there, especially with the double mana worm. With priest we have a lot of variation, but all of them are sort of weird. We have the Circle of Healing, which is good if we had the Aconized Soul Priest, which we don't. Can't use the Injured Blade Masters either, pretty sure, right? We didn't get any of these. Nope. So that's a lot less useful. Holy Fire is great. Lightwell is not as great. Shadow Madness is wonderful. Silence is fine. Temple Enforcer and Thoughtsteal. Thoughtsteal is the real gem here. Temple Enforcer is good too, but I'm actually not familiar with which of the priest cards are the basic cards, so I'll have to go back and check that out and see what can be made there. But that might be a possibility as well. The Shaman, like I said earlier, it's funny because a lot of the cards that make the Shaman the best are they're common cards and rare cards. And so even though we have Feral Spirit, Manatide, Stormforge, and an Unbound Elemental, and Earth Elemental, a lot of the stuff that makes the Shaman amazing, like the Lightning Storm, or Lightning Bolt even, and Earth Shock, we can't use any of that, which is going to make this a lot weaker in the end. So I'm not sure. What might make it very cool, though, is that we do have a lot of rush-oriented cards. And, because we have, like, 2 Leper Gnomes, we have 2 Abusive Sergeants, we have an Argent Squire, Direwolf Alphas, Fairy Dragon. We have a lot of low stuff. So mixing that with Bloodlust, for instance, might be a really cool idea. So there is potential there, but I'm not actually sure, given that it won't have Lightning Storm or Lightning Bolt, Earth Shock, any of that stuff. Some of the best cards in the game, frankly. I don't know how that's going to go. The Warlock, Sense Demons is going to be meh because we don't really have demons to use. Felguard is not the greatest card anyway. It's a Sengen that costs you a mana for a turn earlier. So I don't like that very much. The Siphon Soul is great. Blood Imp is okay. But yeah, I think that Warlocks, they're probably not going to work very much with what we have here. And the Warrior, we have Shield Slam and Slam, and Cruel Taskmaster, which sort of is the very, very beginnings of a control deck, but frankly, we just don't have the legendaries to support it, and we don't have the other warrior cards to support it. So I think that it might be possible to make a deck with this as the base, but I really think that I think the core of what we have here is going to be I'm seeing potential in the Shaman, in the Priest maybe, in the Mage, and probably the Hunter and the Druid. I think that we could do this. it's not going to be ideal, but we do have a Druid of the Claw, we have Wrath, Starfall, Soul of the Forest. The Naturalize is whatever, but we have those things. So I think that we have probably 1, 2, maybe the Paladin, but I really doubt it. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 and 5 classes that I think are reasonable. Now, if we look at the common cards over here, we have some okay stuff. Like I said, we have a lot of rush-oriented cards, right? Direwolf Alpha, Abusive Sergeant, Ardent Squire, Knife Juggler, Leper Gnomes, Loot Hoarders, 2 of them. So we have a lot of very early game stuff, the Fairy Dragon as well. We have okay mid-game. We have Silverhand Knight for a nice strong 5-drop. Let's see, the Wind Fury Harpies are probably not going to be the greatest. The Violet Teacher is nice, particularly for the Druid. The Double Young Dragonhawk, we can almost make a really cute Wind Fury deck. Get the Shaman with 2 times Dust Devil, Young Dragonhawk, Wind Fury Harpy, and you have probably the worst deck known to mankind. But it would be funny. And 3 Wisps, of course. Also useful in a Shaman Bloodlust deck, perhaps. So, we have a number of things here that are interesting, I think. We have a number of interesting options. So, I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. For me, it seems like it's going to be between the Shaman and the Druid. I am interested, though, in the Hunter and the Mage. I'm not sure, actually, whether or not the Priest is going to end up being any good, because there's really not a lot here. There's only one-offs in every case. I mean, it's the same with the Hunter, but it's usually more acceptable to have 1 of each trap in there or something like that. And we do have an Unleash, so that means that we can reasonably play it, because that's the only reason that Hunters can be useful in that regard. And we do have Druid of the Claw, which is pivotal, and Wrath, so, you know, we have a good shot with the Druid too. So, I don't know, I'm going to have to go and think about it, and you guys should go and think about it as well. And send me what you come up with, and maybe in about a week or so, I will make another video that will be testing out my own deck that I've made, and also showing off your creations as well. I'm really excited to see what you guys can come up with. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it once again. Thank you for getting me to 700 subscribers. It's been a blast the whole time. And yeah, I cannot wait to see what you guys can come up with. So, good luck with the deck building, and I'll see you guys next time.